God is not a man that he should lie. But popularly, we know it as God is not a man. That's what we all know. And the second one is God is a spirit.
Yes.
Those two words, they are together.
Yeah.
So I want us to look at it, because right now we see in our world, there's a lot of argument going on about God.
Debates,
Yes, God, there's no God. So this is the opportunity for us to also,
let the world know.
Yes, put this thing out so that we all know how to get to know the God.
Because definitely, if we must get anything right, it has to be from the right source. So without us having the right person, because we are talking about God here, we as human have no right, let me use that word first, to talk about God without God being present to reveal himself
to us.
Yes, because as it is put, that God's ways is not man's ways. So definitely we can't know anything about God without him being around to show us. That's even the first stage to look at the thing before we know who God is and what a spirit actually represents. Because as far as God's ways is not man's ways, what we have defined to be the spirit cannot be what he said spirit to be, because in our own ideology, it is said that the spirit is what cannot be seen. But is that what a spirit actually means to the ones who knows all about spirit? Because it's God that is even put there that is a spirit. So it is him now that we need to even show us, or tell us what a spirit is, to even know how to identify what a spirit actually looks like, if it is what we can even cite.
Okay. That is why, if from beginning of what you said, you made a statement that when it comes to the things of God, it is not according to the things of man.
Yes.
So if you now relate it now to the statement, the two statements that we are looking at, how they apply and how they are intertwined, you see that our definition, our interpretation of those two statements cannot follow according to what God meant.
Yes.
You understand? What was meant, because like it was stated, say God's ways are not man's ways. So that is why, if you even listen to the statement in the Bible is, the first statement as is written in the Bible is that God is not a man that he should lie. You understand?
Yes.
But the one that men popularly, what we popularly
Carry on.
is God is not a man. Removing the second part of that statement, because that statement is joined. You can't separate it.
Yes.
Because it's that ending part of the statement that tells you what he means by the beginning part of that statement.
Yes.
You understand? But because our ways and our thinking is not according to that of God, that is why we have taken God is not a man to mean that God cannot be a human being. You understand? Which is what we have now tied to use that second statement of God is a spirit to validate that our understanding of God is not a man, meaning that you can't see God, because we have taken a spirit to be something you cannot see. So you see, our understanding, because it is based on man, is thwarted from what God really meant, or what was written. Because it's God that will fulfill it. It's not God that wrote the Bible, but it's written about God. You understand? So when it says that God is not a man that he should lie, it's not stating that God is not a person or God cannot be seen. That is not what it's stating.
Okay.
That statement, first of all, is a warning. And that warning is to warn all men that God will come and he will be like you. But take heed, he is not like you.
Yes.
Because whatever you do counts against you, even though he looks like you.
To him.
He looks like you based on appearance, because that is how he had predestined God to look like. Because if the spirit that made us, that created us, is able to create us with this our physique, Is it now too hard for him to create his God? Because God is first his. Because it is a work that he has created the God to perform in his creatures. So it's not far-fetched for him to create a body, a vessel, like the ones we have, and put the Spirit of God in him to function through that person. So that statement is trying to warn men that, see, oh, my help will come to you through a person of God. But when you see this person, note that he is not a man.
That's
And
good.
that is, first of all, note that he is not a man. Meaning him not being a man, not that he can be seen, but meaning that whatever he says, whatever he does, is not under that lying spirit and lying state that we are under. Because the man's spirit is an embodiment of sin, which is because of the lying nature. That is the man's nature. The man's nature is the liar nature. You understand? That is why lies attack to men. Man's living is a lie.
Yes.
Is an illusion of the reality of what God will come to bring forth. So you see that when it comes to God is not a man that he should lie. He's trying to tell you that though this person looks like you, he doesn't have the spirit that you have, which is that man's spirit, that lying spirit that is in the rest of the creation.
And you are just using this statement now, man's spirit. You mentioned that God is
God
and
is
you
a
see
spirit.
that man also is a spirit.
Yes.
So what separates the spirit of man and God is their function. So the function of God in a person shows that he cannot lie. Whereas the function of spirit in a man shows that is that one that lies. So that's actually what makes God a man that cannot lie.
Because if you look at it this way, if you tie this spirit and spirit, man being a spirit and God being a spirit also, to how we men function, you will see that the physical body is one thing, but we all, even though we don't say it, we all know, we all believe that there's something inside of us. We call it, some of us call it the soul. Some of us say it's the spirit. But it's a well-versed knowledge that once somebody's soul leaves the body drops dead, meaning that the soul has gone. You understand? So at that point, that body is useless. So this picture now paints and describes what man truly is,
or what a spirit
and what the man's spirit is.
functions.
Because we, as the vessels, we are not the man. We are just mere vessels. You understand? The man is that spirit that operates in all of us, both male and female. It is that spirit that is inside of us that is man. That is why we all collectively, we behave the same way, we function the same way, we live under the same system, because we are living under one particular spirit, which is that spirit of man, both male and female. That is
just like what you mentioned before about them. About God, the statement being a warning to us. You can see that if God is God, and we all know that God is God, there will be no need to say God is not the man. So that shows that there's something that we don't get from that statement.
And let me please finish what
you can go ahead.
Okay, concerning the statement, also God is not a man that he should lie. That's the statement.
That's
neither
the
the son of
statement.
man. That is those ones.
That one
are
is
down.
secondary, but that's the
You see
primary.
that to us, I don't know how we men sees it to be. God is not a man that you should lie. That is, it's not a human being.
Yes,
That's
it
how
can't
we
be
see
seen.
it. But you see that when God comes, He will show us His ways. For example, what makes us to be man, that nature of man. You see that today in our world, because a lying spirit is not somebody
What you
to
say.
it's not in
based
what
on
you
what
say,
you say,
but
or
who you
what-
are.
Yes.
You understand? God being the truth, which He cannot lie. Why man has the lying spirit?
spirit,
You see that in the world that we were brought, by that spirit. We were brought to see things already made and kept.
Yes.
The land were there.
Yes.
The plants were there.
Natural resources.
Yes, there was none of us that brought those things.
Yes.
But you see the nature that we have today, we are the owners of those things. That tells us that is man. But when God will come, God will not even come to drag with you because he brought those things for us. His lifestyle now will now show us that
How to use
this is not a man.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, because man would definitely function that particular
Yes,
way.
we see that our nature is to own, to deprive one another. So it doesn't matter what you say. You can say it rightly. Just like somebody going to market, we carry a product to goods to go and sell. Maybe you bought it so amount. You go there and say that this is sincerely, this is how much I bought it and this is how much I want to sell it. To you are saying the truth.
Yes,
But
you are
that
not
is not
cheating
the
the
truth.
person. Yes.
That's not the because you are not the person of the truth. A person of the truth will come and tell us that this thing you are not supposed to sell. Because right from the beginning, I didn't sell it to anybody.
It doesn't matter
so
how
it doesn't matter the amount you attach to it. That's what makes us
fair.
a liar.
Yes.
So God is not a man. In these instances, you see that things that make God not to be a liar is not in what he says, but the lifestyle, who he is. So while we are looking at somebody is saying the truth, is a very truthful
He's
person.
saying
There's no
it in
man
the
on
way
earth.
it is,
Yes, that is.
So, from what we have said so far now, it is what we have, to sum it up of what we have said so far now, is that God is not a man that he should lie. Doesn't mean that God can't be seen, or God is not can't come in a human form to be with men.
Yes.
That has been verified.
Yes.
And the fact that God is a spirit doesn't mean that he's air.
Yes.
Or a
And
spirit is what
yes,
cannot
or
be
a
seen.
spirit is something that can be seen. That has been verified. So I want to draw our attention now to a different aspect of that statement. That abrupt statement, let's remove the backside of it. The common one we know of, God is not a man. God is not a man. You see, even as that statement has been shortened and men has taken that abbreviated side, even in that abbreviated side, there's a limitation there and it's wrong. You understand? In that abbreviated side, it is said that God is not a man. That is men's understanding.
Yes.
But in the understanding of God, based on what we have explained, to put it in, let's say, in ways that we can understand based on where we are coming from,
Yes.
is that God must be a man like us, as per in terms of physical.
person.
Because what makes a
In terms
man
of
is not
physical.
just this body.
Yeah, that's why I say this is drawing it from the perspective of what we already know as man being the body now.
Yes.
It is that statement should be that God must be a
A
man.
person.
Yes.
God must be a person,
Yes.
because it is only when God is a person that we can see the help that God brings.
Yes.
Because if you look at the account that is written in the Bible, even though it's not history,
Yes.
but as that Bible is written, it's a book of prophecy. It's something that must happen in our present living stage now in the world.
Yes.
You understand? So all those things, all those stories, all those accounts written in that book are things that must happen, that we must see, that we must witness as we are
Yes,
here,
yes.
so that we will understand the meaning of what those things are. So when it comes to the person of Christ, that is said in the Bible there, Christ, from the beginning of his birth, he's said to be called Emmanuel,
Yes.
which means God with
With
us.
us.
So that name, Emmanuel, is not a title that was given to Jesus Christ, because if it was his title,
was
he
his
would have been
function.
answering Jesus Emmanuel, not
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
yes.
You understand? If it was a title. But name is not a title. But that is for another, that name sort is for another session. But tying it to what I want to say, his name being his function is Emmanuel, which is God with us.
Which
So that
means
that
God
stays here,
must be
that
with
that
the
person that is born, that is bearing that name, is God with us.
You know, in this our generation today, you can hear people still saying God with us.
Yes.
Then you ask the person how, where is this God? They say
We'll
it's
say that,
everywhere.
yes, even some will say it's within us, it's inside us.
Yes, something that is everywhere. You cannot pinpoint this is where it is. You understand? For God to be with the people, does it mean that you cannot find that person? Because for you to know that this thing is with me, you have to see that thing and hold it.
If you even look at in the activities that we are carrying on, you see that it's not even it's not even connecting with the
Yes, it's
belief
not
that we
visible.
have.
Yes.
Because if we say God is a spirit that we cannot see, why do we go to pastors?
Yes.
Why do we go to listen to people that you will believe that
I
is
connected to that God, yes.
Because
So everybody should
everybody
have
should stay
access to
on
that,
its own and just know that God is everywhere. Wherever you are, God will see you.
And if you
do
if
whatever
you
you
even
want
tie
to do.
this illustration now to the things we do, you will see that God as a spirit that we can't see, that is everywhere, cannot be useful to us.
Yes.
Because if you tie it to the things we make, let's just say for example now, we have the MTN
Network.
network. This is airwaves, is wavelengths. You can't see them.
Yes.
You understand? But those wavelengths that you can't see, those are what give you your connection. But what makes that connection you
Be
able to use
effective.
that connection is because there are gadgets that you have used to harness those wavelengths and contain them and process them to a way that you can now use it. So you will see that even as the wavelengths are all around you, without that mast,
can't
to
access
contain and make use of that
Wavelengths,
yes, make use of those wavelengths. We as the people cannot use it.
Yes.
So that illustration shows that God as a wavelength. Let's use that
You
as a
can't
wavelength.
contact him.
As
You
you
can't
can't
access him.
you cannot have his help from that avenue.
Yes.
You understand? You can't have his help from that avenue. That is why from generations of centuries that we have lived in this earth and cried for God, prayed to
carrying on
God,
the same
done
routine.
everything that we can, even to say we say we are the Bible is the word of God, is the guideline of God. We have tried to do and follow the Bible, but still the help of God cannot still function at all because that
that's
is
not the
not
way, yeah.
that
You know,
is not the
when
way
you
it should work.
say from the centuries, we have been doing that prayer and
yes.
other things to access God,
Yes.
to have the help of God. We cannot find it. Some people will say that you prayed for the fruit of the womb and you got it from God. You prayed for this one, but we don't actually know what the help of God is, because after you have gotten all those things, the life you don't have, because
fruit of the womb self, is it only Christians that carry stomach? Because the people that are atheists, the people
That
that
they
are
don't
Muslim,
pray.
don't they? So which God did they pray to for the fruit of the womb to give them that stomach?
Because that is a natural
It's a natural process,
tendency.
yes.
He said it was given to human to come and
procreate.
reproduce.
It already
so
Satan
somebody
kept that way.
somebody may also ask, so who did that one if it is not God? You understand? Because he believed that
yes,
some
That's
people
a good question.
That's
Yes.
a good question, because there is a difference between the spirit that brought us and the spirit that will be God among us.
Yes.
You understand? There is a difference, but all we know is God. God. But we also know the second spirit too. It's just that we have tied the two of them together. And that first spirit is the spirit of the Lord.
yes, which is
But
man's spirit, it can
that spirit of
many
the
things.
Lord now is that overall spirit,
Yes.
that Lord of hosts. He is
In
the
charge
one
of
that
both the man
and God.
that will
He is
eventually
the
come to be with the people.
He is the architect of this whole world that we see.
Yes.
He is the architect of this creation. He is the spirit, he is the spirit that you can't see.
Yes.
He is that wavelength.
Yes.
You can't
Which
see,
is
but
the word
Yes, he
that
is
has
the
to
word.
come to be with
Yes.
God in order to
He is that
function.
wavelength that you can't see. But he functions
He cannot
through
help humans.
Yes, he can't help
Without-
women.
through bodies.
Excuse me. He said he can't help women because
His pattern of help was
his
through
pattern
God.
of help cannot come when he's still in that his wavelength state.
Yes.
You understand?
yes.
His help cannot come when he's still in that wavelength state. You
Yes,
understand?
yes. So
he already knows that these people I've created them this way, but I have given them a limitation because my creation is not yet complete.
Yes.
I'm still looking at some things to put. You understand? So let me just put them. Let them go first. Let me see the places I can do what I need to do. You understand?
Occupy till I come.
Occupy till I come. So in as not for centuries that women have existed, he has said, okay, my creation cannot continue like this, so I need to bring myself, I need to bring my help to my people.
Yes.
If not, they are stuck.
Yes.
You understand? Which is
Because
what
they didn't bring themselves.
yes. So he now brings his contingency, his 2.0.
What
You understand? His 2.0, his higher version,
Yes.
which is now God. That is now the perfect embodiment of his creation.
Yes.
That has no blemish, that has no sin.
To perfect
To
what he
perfect the
started.
rest of the
Yes.
people. You understand? Because when it comes to the perfection that we need to have, it is based on, first of all, our lifestyle.
Yes.
It starts from
It's
our
not in
lifestyle
things.
because the lifestyle that we live is what corrupts us, is what makes us man, because what we are living is the man lifestyle.
Yes.
But there's a lifestyle here he envisions for us to have.
Yes.
And that lifestyle is not that of man, but that of God.
Yes.
Because it is that God that he has created and perfected and brought that he said, okay, you will be the first of many brethren. You will be the one to lead and show the people how they can be perfect. Like he said, be ye perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Means that man can be perfected, but you cannot perfect yourself.
Yes.
Because the Father that is perfect is the one that should perfect the rest, because
Yes.
he knows what perfection is.
Yes.
You don't know what perfection is, so you cannot go about perfecting yourself and then go to him and say, I am clean. See me, receive me.
It
You
doesn't work
cannot
that way.
write your exam and mark yourself and expect to pass. No. You will write the exam he set for you. If you pass, you pass. If you don't pass, he will tell you, you don't meet my criteria. You understand? So it's crazy.
That is why he has to be there to show us how to work to get to be perfect.
Yes.
Because you can't get it on your own, just like you said.
Yes.
It has to be a person which we have now come to understand that without him being with us
There's
to
no-
show us this thing, we cannot get it right.
Yes.
So I think that
That should sum up the whole statement.
For now.
yes.